15 years of overall experience in the events industry. He's an event professional. He's very well versed with the industry, and he's going to go ahead and share his thoughts today with the concerns that we would like to discuss with him. Also, we have Mr. Sanmati Pandey. He is the founder and CEO of GrowFitter. I'm sure you must have heard of this beautiful application that he has created, or his team has created, that actually go ahead and unifies and gives access to a lot of fitness option in terms of gymnasiums and health clubs that we have across India. Guys, I hope you can hear me. And
yes, absolutely.
all right, perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and start with some basic introduction. So I would like to ask Mr. Sanjeev Sharma first to go ahead and introduce himself, and then we'll go ahead and start with the Q&A.
Yeah, thank you, Mayank, for the introduction. A brief introduction of mine. As you have rightly introduced me in a perfect way, that I am working with HT Media Group, and I have got a 15 years of experience in the event industry. And in the past, I have worked with India Today Group as well for 7 odd years. Worked on all the events of, being it Aaj Tak, be it their print, that is India Today magazine. Then worked with Dainik Bhaskar Group as well. So now working with HT Media, working on all those big events like India Today, Hindustan Times Leadership Summit, and MTech India. I have done all those events, executed those events.
Great. So, yeah, please go ahead.
No, done.
All right, great. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Mr. Sanmati Pandey now. I would love if he can share a brief introduction about himself.
Thank you, Mayank. Hope I'm audible.
You are perfect. It's perfect.
Fantastic. So, guys, GrowFitter is a machine learning incentivized wellness platform that rewards you to grow healthy, grow happy, and grow fitter. So, initially, we started with the fitness centers. I think all will agree that sab log, gym mein paisa bhar dete, and they never actually go and visit the fitness center. So, that was the pain point, that people were giving charity. So that's where we built a platform wherein we said that now every time you go to a fitness center, and now in the post COVID, every time you do a fitness activity, we'll reward you. So if you work out 5 days in a week, you get a free movie ticket. You work out 20 days a month, you get a free flight ticket. I know this is not relevant now, but at that time it was pretty relevant. Now we are giving a 10 lakh insurance cover. So whatever, we are giving these lifestyle rewards. Like if you work out 40 out of 50 days, pre-COVID, we were giving 2-night 3-day hotel stay in Singapore, Bangkok, and Dubai. And if you work out for 300 days in a year, you are getting an iPhone 11. So we are saying that we are using fitness as a currency to reward individuals and motivate them to stay active.
That's a very beautiful thought, and I wish there was something like that available when I was young. Now my bones hurt whenever I exercise, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up.
That's the motivation, right? I get a lot of people who say, Sam, I was tired the 4th day, but I went 5th day, only for the protein bar, or only for the H&M t-shirt. So that's what we are trying to do.
All right, perfect. Thanks. That's a beautiful introduction. And
in fact, just an addition, man. This year, 4 people have already won an iPhone 11.
Oh
so this year,
that's the motivation, I think.
Yes, Sanjeev. So this year, if you guys don't want to spend money, and you can don't burn your cash, burn your calories, and you can win some really cool rewards.
Great. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is start with the Q&A. All right, Mr. Sharma, I'm going to go ahead and throw the first question to you, so that we can go ahead and start. I'm just going to go ahead and keep everything focused on the individual industry that you are representing, because it's a very wide discussion if we discuss marketing, the scope of marketing, after and with COVID-19. So my first question to be like, how specifically the event industry has been impacted due to COVID-19 in the last 3 to 6 months?
So I should start with this, some idea about event industry in the past. Event industry has now become a standalone industry itself. wherein you will find all the professionals in event industry per se. At one point of a time, we were around 5,500 crores industry, but it was expected by the end of 2021, we will go up to 10,000 crores industry. We will become. And at present, there are around 16 million Indians who are totally dependent, directly or indirectly. They are totally dependent on this event industry. So out of those, 10 million are directly involved as an event managers, as tourism managers, and and other 50 millions are indirectly, and they are into somewhat other sectors like for food and beverages, hospitality, tourism, marketing and ad agencies. So all these are impacted due to this COVID-19. Now imagine we were thinking to reach to a 10,000 crore mark, but whereas in the month of April and May, when there was no event happening on ground, this industry has lost somewhere around 3,000 crores.
Okay, yeah, that's a big
It has
number to
become
look at.
that's a big number. And now imagine the people who are directly involved where online events used to happen, and this was the time when maximum number of events used to be used to done by either by event agencies or by corporates or other IPs which used to happen. But now all of a sudden with this April and May, when there is nothing happening, we are in a loss of 3,000 crores. It has directly impacted by the way of losing jobs, shutting down companies, and other very dangerous impacts which has come up.
Okay, and how exactly would you say, like, I understand that there is a lot of people that who are employed, and understanding the information that you just shared with me, there might be a lot of strata, like a lot of layers of employment, right, from people who are unskilled or just joining in to the top level management who might actually have been established personas with years of experience and major companies handling events. So everybody, like, right from the bottom level of employment is getting hurt. Even somebody who just might be like a works in stage construction. That's the one thing I can think of. Lighting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. If I tell you fabricators who take people on daily wages. So now there is no event happening on ground. The daily wagers, they don't have a job.
Okay.
They are absolutely out of money.
And and would I be wrong in saying that Indian event industry serves a lot of international events as well? Because I came to know some people that work in the event industry, and they told me that since Indians actually have a lot of quality and the economical benefit to offer, so Indians were handling a lot of international events as well. In fact, some of the personal events that I was supposed to attend during the month of April and May were being organized by Indians internationally, had to cancel at the last moment due to COVID-19 breakout. Yeah, please go ahead. You wanted to share?
No, absolutely, absolutely. So there are so many IPs which used to happen right from if you everyone must have heard about IFA. So IFA, which was supposed to be done in the month of March, so it has been postponed. So there is no date which has come up till now. So and there are so many people who are involved in that, right from the agency, then daily wages, then other industries, right from hospitality. You take hotels. I was talking to one of the hotels because I deal directly with them. So I was talking to them, and they told me there is only a 12% occupancy, and no on-ground event is happening. They were earning 1.5 crores per day, which has already come down to 15 lakh rupees revenue. Now imagine the kind of hit it has been given to the event industry.
Okay. All right. So yeah, obviously it's not like, within the scope of the discussion that we are having, but it's very important to understand, like, the kind of impact that the industry is facing. I'll come back to you, Mr. Sharma. Thanks for sharing that information. I'll have a couple of other questions for you, but I'm just going to go ahead to Mr. Pandey now, and I would like to go ahead and get an understanding as to how his industry has been impacted, and what exactly is Growfitter and some similar brands might be doing to promote their brand right now through marketing? What initiatives are they taking? Because the old mode of marketing, like the old methods, might actually just not be possible right now with COVID-19 and even after this.
Yes, yes. So Mayank, you're right. I mean, I was just listening to Sanjeev. Definitely the offline businesses have been hit very hard. So, talking about the offline space in fitness,
Mm-hmm.
major of the fitness centers are also going, some unprecedented times because, they have to pay their rentals, they have to pay their employee salary, and because they've been now shut for almost 3 months, that there is a big risk, of a going concern problem.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that is there, but at the same time, in every crisis there is also an opportunity. So so now, fitness has actually health has become number one priority, in this scenario, because that the only way you can now protect yourself is having a good immunity. So all of a sudden, work from home, workout from home has
Mm-hmm.
become the biggest beneficiaries. And you will agree that today
True, true,
everyone is
true.
sitting, yeah, so
Yeah.
you'll agree everybody is sitting at home, lockdown. We all are having junk food, and we really don't know whether we'll be able to get out of that door later on. So that's where we also saw a opportunity in this market, and we
Mm-hmm.
pivoted our model. So before, our model was definitely with the fitness centers, but now we have launched a platform called GrowFitter Live, where we are saying that now you can basically register on the GrowFitter platform and get a live master trainer of yoga, zumba, dance. So Mayank can now actually register, and we have 12 classes in the day. 7 to 8 in the morning we have yoga, 8 to 9 we have HIIT, 9 to 10 we have zumba. So now you can connect your mobile to your TV and take a live class. So in a day, even if you are able to do a 30-minute of fitness activity, and we will reward you for that. So GrowFitter always has been a reward platform which is rewarding you to stay fit. So if you take these 5 live classes, you get a protein shaker. You take 10 live classes, you basically get a 10 lakh insurance cover. And if you take 15 live classes, you get a fitness kit. So that has been the change in our business model. And then we have seen a fantastic response with that. And you, as you rightly said, that especially for startups,
Mm-hmm.
who are self funded or who are bootstrapped, or who are not so adequately funded. And the same stories for us as well. Today, we understood that we can't spend too much money on the ATL BTL activities. So this is where I feel, and for all startups, you should do some kind of cross marketing, or a barter kind of a brand promotion. So just give you an example. What we did was, we actually collaborated with a lot of big brands like Flipkart, like Cred, like Zomato, and most of these bigger brands, because they are also looking for some or the other lucrative offer for their existing customer base. So all the major brands were looking something in the online fitness space. So now, if you actually order a healthy food on Zomato, you get a 21-day GrowFitter Live subscription. Or if you use a Flipcoin 100 super coins, you will get a 1 month GrowFitter Live subscription program. And similarly, we have done it with major banks like Kotak, SBI card. So I feel, if you have a strong product, and if you still don't have the money, for marketing, I think these strategic alliances can be, the way forward.
Great, great. Thanks for sharing that information. And I would agree with you. Obviously, health is number one line of defense that we need to have, and every fitness brand, because this is one of the worst hit industries. You were rightly mentioning, like the gymnasiums, they still have to pay rent. They might not be able to afford salaries, and certain other things that they're meant to afford to keep the business operations running. So maybe everyone in the industry and the customer side needs to realize that there might be some going to be some fundamental changes as we perceive health, and how we go about achieving the objectives that we relate to health. And it's
Yes.
of prime importance to
So
keep yourself protected against COVID-19 as well.
yeah, but as I rightly said,
Mhm.
there is going to be a huge demand for workout at home. So we and I see that there is people have to be serious about their health.
Okay.
That's the only way. So I feel that even if you don't get a chance to go to the gym, and this is where we are launching a updated version of the app, where we will be rewarding you for walking, running, and taking a home workout video. So because and this is where I feel technology also is going to play a very significant role post COVID. So whichever startups or whichever businesses have a technology support or a technology background, I think they can use this opportunity to virtually capture the market.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, that is a good note. Considering technology, as you just mentioned, so obviously technology is the savior right now for any industry. They need to, if they were not heavily investing in technology until today, they need to. Everybody needs to do it right now. So I'm gonna go back to Mr. Sanjeev Sharma. What I would like to know, obviously, we discussed that there are challenges. Now, you being an experienced professional who has seen like the 2008 crisis and other challenges that have been happening and the growth of the event industry over the years, what information can you share or with us, or what innovation that is happening in the events industry due to COVID-19 that might be able to save the 3,000 crore industry that we have, especially in India?
Absolutely, as Mr. Pandey has rightly said, that now it is a technology that is coming in, and we have to go along with the technology. So, in fact, in our industry also, the whole paradigm is getting shifted from the traditional marketing towards the new level of marketing. So, if we used to see about 80 to 85% of events happening on ground, and only 15% events happening online, that too very B2B. But whereas now the whole paradigm has been shifted, you can see lot many things happening on online instead of offline. So in fact, today in the one of the webinars which I was attending, I heard the speakers talking about all these technologies coming in. We are doing virtual summits, we are doing online webinars. To that matter, I have personally seen online concerts where a DJ is playing from his home only, and he's getting around 1 lakh views on Facebook. So this is the new things which are coming in, and we are actually going out and looking out for the possibilities what all can be done. In fact, in HT itself, we have done so many events online which were on ground earlier. Like we have one product on Hindi belt which is known as Hindi Hindustan, which is our Hindi paper.
Okay.
So we had one event which we used to do online or offline, but we took it to online, and we got a very good feedback on that also. So in that ways, we are doing so many events. We have created more events like we have a business daily newspaper which is known as Mint. We have created a new event on that which is very much B2B. And we got all the CEOs of auto industry. The first webinar was on auto, so we got auto champions there to talk about how the industry will has this COVID has damaged the industry as per se, and what are the measures they are taking to take care of it. And in fact, to that matter, with this, we will be able to. My my optimism says that we will be able to generate at least 1/3 of the revenue which a normal online event offline event can generate.
Okay, that's
so at least some revenue will come in.
That's hopeful. And since I deal with technology a lot, I work in the digital space myself. That's why I wanted to take the initiative on this. Do you think the tools that you have available as of now in the event industry are sufficient to go ahead and support the requirement that you might have? Because what I'm seeing, as a general trend, that digital actually proves to be the only hope, whatever challenges that are happening anywhere. However, the question comes down to is the technology sufficiently developed enough to go ahead and replace the offline work or offline engagement that was happening, whether that be with the end user, the customers, or even the employees or the performers. in that scenario. So do you think for event industry you have sufficient tools and options to go ahead and utilize completely to make sure that you can still go ahead and achieve some sort of value in terms of generating the revenue?
See, I'll tell you, this event industry is very young. We
Okay.
are hardly a 15 to 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So, in fact, if we talk about offline, the technologies or the innovations we have done on offline, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think so. We have achieved to that matter till now. So,
Okay.
yes, with this COVID coming in, it is a new challenge for us, for the whole event industry. We will definitely, we are, everybody in this event fraternity is looking out for, coming out with new technologies. We haven't heard about virtual summits earlier, 2 months back. We
Yeah.
were totally concentrating on offline events where
Mm-hmm.
the major chunk is to work on the content, as well as all those events work on the networking base.
Right, 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 right,
So,
right. Networking was
yes, networking was very important. Yes,
mm-hmm.
we will miss networking to some extent on off online events,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as the content is concerned, I think digital will be a great boom for us to create content,
Mm-hmm.
as it will reach to the masses, to the right set of people in a very short span of time.
Yes, yes, yes.
And yes, but we are little far behind the technology part is concerned. In
Yeah,
fact,
so
I would
you
say
need some
yes.
innovation in that, in those regards, like, technology wise, you
Yes,
might, if you had more tools, you might be able to utilize a lot more resources and generate a lot more revenue.
absolutely. I would like to add in this that we have to be more organized in that way,
Mm-hmm.
because if you see, there are a lot many webinars happened in the past 2 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But if I ask you how many webinars you attended which were relevant to you,
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be not more than 15% of the total webinars which you would have attended. It is the time span of
I get
time.
30 invitations a day, and I try to avoid all all of them.
Oh, yes. So we have to make it, we have to work in that way, that we have to, it has to be more organized in that way, that it reaches to those set of people which are actually in need of attending this webinar.
Okay, the target demographic, that's what you're looking
Yes,
for. Okay,
yes, absolutely, absolutely. We have to work on that technology.
sounds
Of
good.
course,
Yeah.
that is there in the digital marketing, but we have to make sure that how we can connect with our events which we are doing online.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for example, if you search anything on Google, it automatically, the ads started coming on your Facebook or your Instagram or your Twitter. So we have to, we have to create that kind of we have to look out for those kind of technologies where we can utilize this in our event online webinars, and we get a right set of people.
That's a good point to note down. Perfect. I'm just going to go back to Mr. Pandey now. Sanmati, we had this discussion, with Mr. Sharma. Now, relating to the industry, the fitness industry, as I see, that's also something new to our country, especially India. Like, I would say the fitness revolution in India came about 7 8 years ago, where we actually go ahead and realize the value of it. And most of the fitness brands that we have in the country are, I would say, it is my assumption, although you can correct me on it, that they are in the startup stage. And I know for a fact that startups don't have too much budget for brand promotion and marketing in general as well. And this lockdown kind of situation for 3 4 months has might actually kick out a lot of startups and new brands from the market. So what do you say, as from your experience, can be the ways that they can actually go ahead and still continue their brand promotion, marketing, and remain in the business without actually having to spend too much money for acquiring new customers or tie-ups? What would you say to that?
Yeah, so you're right, Mayank. We have to address the elephant in the room, that today, everybody is, having short on budget. And, we have seen there are a lot of, layoffs, and there have been already salary cuts, but you have to keep the brand alive. And you are right. Fitness, penetration in India is very low. It's around 0.5%. But, and health was actually, pre-COVID was number three or number four.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, health has now become number one priority. And as I said, that the three biggest beneficiaries of this scenario is home education,
Mm-hmm.
work from home, and workout from home. So these
Okay.
three have become, the biggest beneficiaries. So most of I will talk about from the fitness uh, you know uh, uh, profile point of view, that there is a big opportunity here, because people will have to now invest on preventive healthcare than on treatment or hospitalization. Now, if you are a, wellness brand, or you are a healthcare or a fitness brand, and if you still don't have enough budget for marketing, there are still a lot of ways. I mean, you are also, into digital marketing. I
Mhm.
think today one of the key, we have seen that there has been as Sanjeev also said, that digital marketing has become now a quintessential aspect for every startup. So do influencer marketing. If you know few influencers, and if you can actually do some kind of smart barter with them, I
Mhm.
think more than doing a paper ad, or before, when you were doing some kind of billboards or hoardings, or
Mhm.
ATL activities. I think influencer marketing today is a game changer. So I'll give you an example for us. We also took a very conservative approach, that we never wanted to spend too much on customer acquisition. So what we did was, we went and shortlisted some uh, you know uh, 30-40 good influencers. Fitness has always been a part of every influencers or every celebrities regime. So we went and we told them, listen, we will basically do a barter with you. We will give you a 6 month or a 3 month or a 1 year fitness membership, and you basically put up a story or a post, and you promote our brand. So the
Mhm.
moment we did this influencer marketing, this really got a big boost to our brand. We saw that there were so many big influencers who started promoting. They started putting stories, they started putting posts, and then whenever we were coming up with any offer, we used to create with these unique coupon codes for the influencers, and they used to promote. So I feel that if you have a good product, you can do a barter, because your product cost is far more less than the cash you pay for any marketing or business promotion. Am I
Okay.
right?
Yeah, yeah, true. So just get to get an understanding. So the cost per acquisition through influencer marketing was comparatively lesser for you versus any
Absolutely.
other ATL. Okay, great.
And secondly,
Mm-hmm.
when you see that these big influencers are using your service or product. So now what happened was that we even in our fitness centers, our partners, so we are exclusive partners to Gold Gym, Anytime Fitness, Fitness First. They saw that celebrities were coming, or these influencers were actually using the Grow Fitter service. So this is a win-win.
Mm-hmm.
They are promoting your brand offline, and your brand is getting promoted online. So
Great.
even if they are using your service, they offline, they are creating a brand awareness for you, and digitally, because they have such huge following. And as I said, secondly, there are so many bigger brands who are also now. So 2019 2020 was a year of rewards and loyalties. So
Okay.
each and every big brand wanted to promote brand and loyalty. So whether you go on Cred, whether you go on Paytm, whether you go on any big brand, including Flipkart, they were all promoting these loyalty rewards. So I feel that for any startup, even in the current scenario, even if you don't have the budget, create a good service, create a good product, and integrate it with these brand partners. And believe me, the kind of exposure you will get, if you are on something like a Flipkart, or some massive user platform, they have close to more than 500 million users. So
Mm-hmm.
what better platform can you get? But as I said, that you have to create a very strong product. So I feel that today technology in business promotion and marketing is through these strategic alliances.
Okay. So I would say let me just revise everything. The product has to be strong. The people, any startup, they need to invest a little bit in their own technology, upgrade to the digital
Yes.
requirement that people might have right now. And third, utilize, in fact, digital marketing methods as well, and focus on them where they might actually be generating a much better cost per acquisition for you. Does that sound about
Absolutely.
right? Okay.
Absolutely. In fact, learning from you as well, we are also pretty live. We do a lot of Instagram live, videos. We do a lot of Instagram live interviews with, the well-known personalities in the wellness space, in the fitness fraternity. So at least, you are, whichever industry you are in, if you are integrated. And I feel in this scenario today, more than budgets, your relationships are really going to be the key to success. So in this market, even if you are not able to generate any revenue, which I understand nobody is generating, and if anybody is generating, apart from the few essential spaces, I think he's just trying to fool us. So but in this scenario, the best time is to build your relationships with whichever brand partners you have, or whichever fraternity you are. And I think Sanjeev will also agree with me, be it the event space, or be it any other space. And till date, our relationships have really helped us to grow as a business, and they are the guys who actually help you to even build a better product.
Yeah, perfect.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
you have very rightly said, Mr. Pandey, that it is now more of a connecting people and connecting your audiences, whatever the ways are. We have to connect with the audience in such a way that we can build up relationships.
Oh,
I
perfect.
completely agree.
Yes.
All right. So, that was about the, focusing on the innovation part. So that pops up a question in my head that I would like to throw at Mr. Sharma. That you mentioned that you're changing gears from offline to online events now. So as a digital marketer myself, what I realized was whenever you take anything online, after a while the overall cost actually goes down if you actually perfect the entire model of marketing, or even overall operations as well. If we automate a lot of things, a lot of product improvement is there. So in as you were mentioning that a lot of events are shifting online now, do you actually see that the cost is reduced, like people don't have to travel much, there's not too much space that has to be bought, and people can sit at home, and if we are able to improve the experience, they might be able to take away a lot, even with the online events. So do you think that might actually be an advantage or a boost to the event industry if we are able to create some products, or perfect the model of online events that might actually improve the networking experience, or interaction experience among the participants? And do you see that for future as to be an advantage, when we come out, or even with the COVID-19 situation?
Absolutely, Mayank. I agree with you on this, that it is an advantage for this advantage on online coming in. But every aspect has the pros and cons.
Right.
So
I would agree with
yeah.
that.
So if I talk about this thing, the whole idea to do a on ground event was to network with the people. To If I have something in my mind, it is
Mm-hmm.
better to meet a person face to face and to give my idea in front of them, showcase them, and if
Mm-hmm.
they like it, it is already sold.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the con which is coming in. But yes, absolutely, it's the time then we need these crises we need to convert these crises into opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And you have rightly said, we are saving a cost. For example, for any event, the huge cost is a venue,
Yep.
where we pay lakhs and lakhs to
Venue, I
right
would say
from
travel arrangements, marketing,
true.
a lot of cost in.
Absolutely.
Right.
A lot of cost is involved, which goes out, and definitely you save money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, and maybe if see my mind goes to the fact that like any other industry, since you mentioned like event industry is young as well, so I
Yeah.
would personally feel that there's a lot of scope for innovation as well, right? Like,
Yes.
so right now the situation is chaotic, but in my personal belief and my personal experience, I've seen that chaos actually gives rise to new innovation, and that's where actually we might actually change the entire game completely, right? Maybe
True.
earlier as well, like the concept of online events used to exist, right? It was not that he just got introduced about 2 months ago, but it used to exist, but people did not indulge in those too much because they were set in their ways over the last 20-25 years, or attending offline events. They were comfortable doing that even though it required investment on their part. But maybe with the event industry experimenting with the or as a necessity right now, going to online events, if people develop a taste for it, or maybe the tools improve, or the experience improves, or there is something that you can include to improve the entire scenario or the overall experience, maybe a lot more people, maybe a certain percentage, can actually continue on the online mode, or enjoy a little more as compared to what they were actually doing for 25 years or so, something like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. If I say in this way that, every crisis gives us a chance to do some kind of innovation.
Right, right, right.
Winston Churchill has once said that never let a good crisis go to a waste.
He said
So
that in a very different context.
no, I agree, but you take it is totally on
It's
us
your
how
own
we take it.
interpretation, like how you want to go ahead and
Yes.
utilize that.
So for event industry, yes, we are taking this as an opportunity for in the same way as all these pharmaceutical companies has done it. I tell you to that matter, Nike, who is into shoes and sport wears, they have started manufacturing masks.
So, sir, Bugatti is
So
making
it's an
masks right now.
opportunity.
Ferrari is making masks. I
So
think I
that is
also
what
should,
that is what
yeah, true.
yeah. So that is what, and they have a tagline, just do it.
Yeah, so they are
Yeah,
just doing it.
just do it. So
True,
it
true.
is,
That's an
yes,
inspiration.
absolutely. So it is the crisis which gives you a chance to innovate some of the other way. So for our event industry, if this crisis has come, as I said earlier, we used to do 85% of our offline events and 15% of our online events. For some good 6, 7, 8 months now, we will see more of online events rather than seeing offline events. But eventually, yes, I think by end of financial year 2021, we will come back to online as well, offline as well. Sorry.
Great, great. Let's hope that
Yeah.
happens sooner rather
Yes,
than
absolutely.
later, and hope
Yes,
this overall situation improves because businesses require that very quickly right now. Even I need it.
absolutely.
Perfect.
Everybody
So,
needs it.
right. So I'm going to go back to Mr. Pandey for just one more question, and then I'll open it for Q&A for the participants. So, Sanmati, what you mentioned, and GrowFitter has been like really at the forefront in terms of fitness technology in India. I've very rarely seen anybody else doing so much work as you guys are doing, and already you are on the forefront of changing, pivoting, swinging the technology and the strategy as well, as the moment it is happening. So, have you seen any other innovation that you feel inspired by, like, within your own industry or some other industries that you think that you might include in your product, or you would like to see included in your product, that might actually improve the overall experience and allow you to progress further in your objective endeavors?
Yeah. So Mayank, see, change is the only constant. And what's the beauty of any startup is that, startup is like a cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
He can just, be very flexible. The
Mm-hmm.
problem with the big giants, so we also work with a lot of big corporates, they are elephants. उनको कोई change करना है तो they have a hierarchy of people जहाँ से you have to take approvals and you have to change. But that's a beauty what a startup gets, that if there is any opportunity, or if this business model is not working, you can pivot. So I'll give you our example. Our major revenue was actually coming from fitness centers, but our fitness centers band ho gaye,
Mm-hmm.
for 3 months. And to be very honest, nobody has anticipated this kind of crisis in the making.
Mm-hmm.
Even before, already most of few of the industries were struggling, and all of a sudden, you get this, like if you actually compare this to 2008 or even a 2000 crisis, that was more like a tsunami. Ki aya, it was there for 1 or 2 months, and then people just went on, and it didn't affect globally. It did affect few key countries, but this time, it's not going to be like a tsunami. It's going to be more like a famine, which is going to really, you can feel the pain for the next, quite
Generations to come. Yeah.
yeah, at least for a couple of months. But so now is the time to survive. And where we are also now using technology is that we are saying, okay, you cannot go to a fitness center, but a fitness center can come to you. So we have now, we are launching a updated app on 25th of June, where we are going to reward you for walking, for running, and taking home workout videos. So now Mayank will say that, okay, I can't go to a gym, but I can walk. So you have to walk 20 minutes out of 30 minutes, or you have to take a 30-minute home workout video. And that's where the technology, as I said, that whichever businesses have actually invested in technology, they are always going to come out as big winners. We invested on the integration with Google Health, GPS, even for the home workout videos. We have a technology where in every 10 or 15 minutes it will give you a pop-up question. So you actually have to watch the entire video for 30 minutes, where you can't game the system. Definitely, there will be plays where people would want to game the system. So now you can just take 20 minutes out of 30-minute walking or a 30-minute workout video, and you'll get an active day. Now if you do that 5 days in a week, you will basically get AE magazine subscription free. If you do 20 out of 30 days, you'll get an H&M t-shirt free. And if you work out for, as I said, if you work out for 300 days out of 365, you'll get an iPhone. And in fact, as you rightly said, that how do you acquire customers? So right now I'm in a webinar. Why don't I give away a free subscription to all the viewers? So now GrowFitter Live platform, which is a live streaming platform which offers you yoga, Zumba, dance and workouts at home. We would want to give to all our viewers a 15-day free subscription plan. So
That would be
viewers, you
beautiful.
guys can you guys can just go on growfitter.com. You can go on the live platform and just put the coupon code lockdown,
Okay.
LOCKDOWN, and you will get a 15-day free subscription. And you can actually do a yoga session with your parents, or you can do a Zumba session with your kids. So as Sanjeev said, that create some environment or some event at home now. It can
That'll
be
be
a
perfect.
fitness party, or it can be some other party. Because see, we have to address the situation. Nobody actually had thought that we are going to be in such a crisis, but now
Hmm.
if it has come, the only silver lining is that we all are drowning. So it's not that there is just one person alone in the ship. So
Right,
everybody is
right.
drowning. So everybody has to float now. It's
Hmm.
survival of the fittest. So just try and survive. Lower your cost. Try and not as I said, marketing had been one of the most key cost for any startup.
Hmm.
Because for any startup or any business, customer acquisition was the key. And I remember like in 2016, 17, 18, we used to undersell memberships. We used to go all out and do massive Google SEO and marketing and digital. So I don't know how much we've spent lakhs and lakhs on customer acquisition. And now the problem is that customers are not loyal to you. So try, if you are not in the B2C space, then try and create some kind of a mode, like a B2B2C. So like even Sanjeev will agree, even in the events,
Hmm.
if you have few corporates who pay you a subscription, or a lump sum fee, then
Hmm.
you can always do some other, like we also have a lot of corporate partners who have fitness requirements. So this
Hmm.
is where we have now launched. We have said that now don't go to the gym. You can do walking, running, cycling, or workout at home. We gave them 1 month GrowFitter Live membership. And that's how we are able to build the relationship and maintain the relationship. So again, like a broken track record, I think this is the time to survive,
Hmm.
maintain those brand partners relationships. And I think it's matter of couple of months. The guys who survive are going to be the bigger winners.
Oh,
Great, great.
absolutely. I totally agree with you, Mr. Pandey, that now the time has come. We have to, because the customer is not loyal nowadays. Wherever he
Exactly.
will see, yes, wherever he will see that he is getting good
Most
out,
value. Yeah.
most value out of it, he will definitely switch to that. The
Hmm.
right now, the
Yes,
most important thing which everybody has to look out is the brand recall for.
absolutely right,
You
absolutely.
have
and
rightly
and
said.
and yes.
Yes, you have rightly said, and that the marketing has become very expensive for the startups, especially. Uh, Now we have to
I
look out for.
agree. And Sanjeev and Mayank also, even digital marketing today is so expensive. मतलब
It.
एक गूगल एसईओ करने के लिए आपका एक क्लिक पे it can go up to almost 200 rupees per click. And now
Absolutely.
more and more, so I was actually reading an article where they said that, at a certain point, most of these the Googles and the Facebooks of the world are going to have some kind of monopoly, and that time they will just shoot up their prices. And we have seen that now,
They already
lately,
do,
that,
yeah, they're already doing that. My job
yeah,
became like 100 times more difficult with everything that's been happening with Facebook and Instagram.
exactly,
And
exactly.
before
So
I
you
forget,
have to, yes.
yeah, please go ahead.
No, no, please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like they provide like good options for the marketing purposes. Obviously, that's no doubt. But actually, they are actually in the profit generation mode right now. Doesn't matter how nice they want to appear overall. But I've seen like the way the algorithms have been changed over the last couple of years with Instagram and Facebook, etc. Even with Google, you have like zero transparency. What they're doing with your data, you have no idea. Same with
Right.
Facebook,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
So maybe
Even for that matter, TikTok. I mean, I was,
let's not talk about TikTok.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they say that, the Chinese government, has a complete access over the data, of any Chinese app. So
Right, right, right.
and they are using so much of AI,
Mhm,
for the data that is getting generated from India.
mhm,
So so that's where I feel, the cross marketing, the
mhm.
cross brand building, or doing these influencer programs, or whenever you are across any webinars, just try and indirectly promote your brand. This is what I feel. I mean, that's how startups are. You got to be the janitor come the CEO in the room.
True, true. And the only thing I wanted to add was thank you very much for sharing the exclusive offer with us. This might
Yes.
actually have been the most profitable webinar that I have been part of
So guys,
since the breakout of COVID-19.
the coupon code is lockdown, LOCKDOWN.
And
Just go on
all both the
Growth
apps, na?
Great,
Yeah.
great. That'll be
Because क्योंकि
perfect.
घर पे बैठे बैठे people are having so much of junk,
Hmm.
and
Right. Right.
people actually are so depressed. So we thought that do
Right.
a yoga session, do a a fun HIIT session. At least you will be you will be with energy, you will be positive, and it's complimentary. So yes.
Sounds perfect. And maybe Mr. Sharma, you can go ahead and talk to Mr. Pandey. That's to go ahead and introduce, this kind of subscription as an offer with the online events that you are doing right now. So go
Absolutely,
ahead
absolutely.
Absolutely.
and draw more attention
Absolutely. We'll be
and
more
keep
than
people
happy
like,
to get in
yeah,
touch, and to the people who will come and attend our online events. We are happy to give these vouchers to them.
all right,
Absolutely.
that's
And in fact, Sanjeev, we used to do, we also used to do events. I mean, couple of years back, we were the ones who launched the morning fitness party concept in India. So
mhm,
people
Oh,
used to party night at clubs. So we said that why don't we take the same club and call them at 6:30 to 9:30 in the morning, give them juice shots, protein smoothies, and get them high on fitness. And we had got in Tiger Shroff and other celebrities,
very nice.
who actually came in, and it was a fantastic. But I know that events are not profitable, and we then wanted to focus in, because initially it is a lot of effort and time,
mhm.
to do these big size events. So I have a lot of respect for event guys. They have to
Yes,
do in a
this,
Yeah,
lot of effort.
absolutely,
they
absolutely, and it's that's why I said it has become a standalone industry.
okay.
Absolutely.
Right. You need nerves of steel and like, calm demeanor like MS Dhoni to go ahead and run an event like that. Like there's too much chaos happening at the same time. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I have admiration for the event industry as well. I cannot manage even like, to fix a date and have a meeting with my friends. And I don't know how event guys do it. They manage like thousands of people at a remote location with travel arrangements and everything.
No, in
Uh,
fact, for on-ground events, I have seen the days when I used to do India Today group, India Today conclave,
mhm.
where I didn't sleep for 48 to 50 hours just to get
Wow.
just to get that thing over.
Yeah, you
That's
are
the life.
superhuman. That that physically should not be happening.
Every
And
event
maybe
manager is a superhuman.
and maybe Mr. Pandey can go ahead and help you out with some tips and on how to keep your health up during those kind of situations and how to
No,
keep
Yes.
keep your
I
sanity
I have
with some
already
mental
noted
exercises.
down. I have already noted down that coupon which
Yes.
Mr.
So
Pandey
maybe
has
that
given.
that will that that will help you to stay healthy during these lockdown times.
Guys, this is
Absolutely.
apple juice. This is nothing wrong. Okay.
I know
All right.
we have some good nutrition sessions also, and I think people should also have a good diet at these times. Have some vitamin C's, have some vitamin D's, because health is the real wealth now.
Right,
So
right,
koi wealth abhi aapko bachane nahi wala hai. Your immunity is something which you really have to work on, and I think that now abhi jaan ka sawal hai. Jaan hai to jahan hai.
Jan and Jahan. Right, 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 right. So that is good information that we shared, and I'm sure people might have been able to observe like how we, if Mr. Pandey and Mr. Sharma collaborate, that there's like zero cost marketing that they will both be achieving, mutually beneficial. So like people maybe can go ahead and learn from this kind of experience as well, that they need to come up with some innovative brand partnerships that can go ahead and help mutually both the brands as well as provide more value to the customer. We
Absolutely. This is what I want to tell all the viewers.
Mhm.
Sometimes we feel a little hesitant कि यार ये बहुत बड़ा brand है, ये हमसे थोड़ी बात करेगा, मैं बहुत छोटा brand हूँ. So just be a little shameless. See, it's okay if somebody tells you a no.
Mhm.
That's how the dating game is, right? You keep on trying, and then somebody will tell you a yes. So
Yeah,
the marketing also is like a dating game.
right,
Just
right.
don't be, when we started, even I used to be hesitant. अरे इतना बड़ा brand hai, how, what if he doesn't answer? अरे इतना बड़ा celebrity hai. But who cares? See,
Yeah, if they
you
say
have
no,
to
they
be.
say no, like zero sum game for you
Arey,
at that
so
point of
see,
time.
let them say no. I mean, that's what startup is all about. You need just one yes. You can get 1,000 no's. So we have
Perfect.
got 1,000 no's. We have got 100 people saying nahi yaar, but we got one yes, and that one yes then converts all the no's. So that's how the game is.
All right.
It is difficult to take first single. If
Yeah.
first single is taken,
Hmm.
it is easy to score a century.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. So like, anybody who wants to partner with us, or need any help on any other brands, please feel free to reach us. This is how we build strategic alliances.
Sounds good. And the floor is open to Q&A now. Like if any of the participants would like to go ahead and like to ask a question, please by all means you're free to do so now. If not, maybe in a couple of minutes I'll go ahead and ask the final question, and then we can go ahead and wrap up. Uh, does anybody have any questions they would like to ask our
Mike, I have a question.
You always have a question, Pratik, but yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, of course. So, I was listening to the conversation and it was very interesting. Seeing the Samati's point of view and Sanjeev's point of view. I've been working with both the industries. I have worked with events, I worked with digital space, and I worked with, of course, this app-based thing. The
Hmm.
acquisition of customer is the most difficult challenge for any company.
Hmm.
So my question is for both of you now, you
Hmm.
know, and including Mayank, you can also answer on a certain point. You know, how do you see the next, while driving any event or driving any app-based technology, how do you gonna acquire the customer? Not just the alliance and marketing, but
Hmm.
what will be the strategy where you see a long-term goal to achieve by a company, or
Hmm.
or where you guys can contribute towards having a discussion on the platform where customer can use that thing for their own good time's sake.
So, Pratik, as I said, that customer acquisition, marketing, strategic alliances, they go all hand in hand. So, you never know where your next customer is going to come from. Like I said, in the webinar, we have now gone and given a 15-day free subscription. That's my customer acquisition strategy. Now, if I provide him good service for 15 days, and if he likes the product or the service, this is how he's going to convert. So even out of 100 people who have actually taken a complimentary membership or a complimentary service, even if I'm able to convert 5 or 10% of those users, with zero investment, I've actually got, or maybe with a very minimal investment. Yes, see, even if you're giving away your product or service, that cost is much lower than cash. They will convert. So that's what it is important, that you have to really invest in your product, and then do these, just pick up the call everyone, that boss, I want to give some things, as India as a market, they love free stuff. And what we have done is, we also have partnered with a lot of other brands. Like in our space, there are so many health and supplement companies. Protein bar nikal rahe, protein cookie nikal rahi hai, protein water nikal raha hai. They also want to promote their product to the right TG. So you also do that kind of brand collaboration, that boss, we take today, as I sit in my office, we have 2000 protein bars at to give away. So now if we are getting the customers, we are partnering with these brands and giving away freebies. We are saying download the app and you will basically get a free movie ticket. We have gone and bought bulk movie tickets. So these are the small ways where you have to first entice the customer to come on your platform, and then certainly your product and service is going to help you scale.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I have a little different thinking on this, in terms of, it totally depends upon industry to industry as well. So now for Mr. Pandey, it will be giving discount coupons to the customers, giving them complimentary classes, so that they can experience it. And if they like the experience, definitely they will be converted. For us in events, it goes in a different way. For a B2B category, it is more of a content. if
Mhm.
there is a content, they will definitely look into the content, because if the speaker is a CEO of Aditya Birla Group, for example, the person who is listening to him, himself is a decision maker, and he will think in this way, that yes, there will be some kind of a content which is coming out, which will be beneficial for my company, for my base, for my industry. As far as B2C is concerned, definitely you have to create a database. Once the database is created, you have to give them the experience, as Mr. Pandey has rightly said. So if the experience is good, definitely that will be converted into your long term customer base, I would say.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds good. And one final point I would like to add, because I myself am from a digital marketing industry. So just to answer Pratik's question specifically, from my point of view, number one goal the brand should have right now would be content publishing. Doesn't matter what channel they are present on. If they are not present on any of the social media platforms, they need to do it right now, today. In fact, they need to do it yesterday. And they need to be publishing at least 3 times a day on a frequent basis, continuously, so that they are at least out there. And since people are staying at home, they're locked up, they're cooped up in their houses, restrictive movement is there, so they are spending a lot of time with their smartphones, laptops, and stuff like that, trying to stay connected with the internet. So any brand who's not publishing very aggressively right now is missing out on a huge opportunity to acquire customers at a very, very low cost. Organic growth, which has been locked down for the last 2 years, since Facebook and Instagram and Google changed their algorithms, that has actually opened up again. And there are certain platforms. I hate TikTok, but I would say advise brands right now to get on TikTok. Doesn't matter what the rating has gone down in India, but there's still a good customer base. It might not be the perfect customer base right now, but TikTok is going to grow into a platform which might be useful 2 years later. And even if it does not, your money will not be wasted. Content publishing is very costly when you calculate the value on a per unit customer reach basis. And if there are other platforms like Pinterest, YouTube, Vimeo, whatever it is, uh, every brand needs to go ahead and publish content right now, expose themselves, expose the benefits, features, connect with users emotionally, explain how the products work, explain how the value being generated for the customer. So if you're not doing that right now, you are missing out, and everything you're doing as a market activity will go to waste. But if you build the base right now, if you become a content publisher, consider that as to be the 50% of your focus and job right now, you would actually go ahead and excel in the next 3 to 6 months for sure. People will connect with you very, very easily. Pratik, I hope that answers your questions to an extent.
Yes. You rightly said, Mayank,
Mhm.
that content is the key now, and as Sanjeev has said, And Samit has said that both the things, for B2B and B2C, the customer is completely different, the target audience is completely different, and of course, the market is completely different for the kind of business they are into. And for event industry, yes, if you are doing a larger event, people want to listen to the senior management, people want to listen to the decision makers, and they want to listen to the core of the content, which
Right.
can be useful for their own organization,
Mhm.
and which they may implement some way or other in their own day-to-day life. So that is one. And of course, for B2C, as Samit has rightly said, that freebase is always work, especially in
Mhm.
India.
Yep,
So
yep, yep.
it's always been good to have a lucrative offer, and giving some discounts, as Samit has promoted his brand in a very smart way to give them free subscription, and it's gonna be very beneficial for our customers too. By attending this webinar, they can get free 15 days of membership, and
Yeah,
they can
I know
try
you are
for
going to
free.
market to at least 100 people. Yeah.
but Mayank, या अभी आजकल यार सब लोग घर पे बैठ के बोर हो रहे हैं, एटलीस्ट थोड़ा वर्कआउट करेंगे, so
Right, right, right,
it's going to improve their health. So that
right, right.
I think Pratik is doing a good cause if he's actually going to promote it to
He
100.
can put it in the charity column now.
Thank you.
I
No.
would say, I would say you have rightly hit the emotional quotient of
Yeah,
everybody.
right, 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 right.
Yeah,
The only
thank you,
emotional
Sanjeev.
thing is, yeah, the only emotional thing per se to say for to anybody is the health.
True,
Sure,
true.
so true.
Yeah.
और अब तो रामायण भी खत्म हो गया, क्या करें सारे. All right, guys. So that's the 1 hour mark for all of us. I think that should be a wrap. I thank both of our guest speakers, Sanmati and
Yes,
Sanjeev. Thank you for taking the
yes.
time out.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank
I
you.
would
You
appreciate
know,
personally. Yeah, please
no,
go ahead.
in fact, I was just, I was talking to one of the, CEOs of one of the, fitness chain, and he told me, name one athlete, who was infected with COVID. So,
Hmm.
and I couldn't actually answer. I don't know if there is any athlete. So he was, he was saying that, if you are healthy, if you are actually fit,
Mhm.
that's the example that he gave. Ki, there is not a single athlete who has been infected. So he's saying that get some workout routine in your life. And he was also talking about a movie, that movie of Will Smith, I Am Legend. And in that also, he's the last person on earth. Not that I want to scare anyone. He's the, but still, and he's not infected by that virus, and he's also working out to keep himself fit.
Right.
Right,
So
right.
just
Physical fitness is
on
important for mental health as
on a
well.
lighter note, yeah, I think कि भाई अगर आपको इन्फेक्ट नहीं होने का है तो start living a life of an athlete now.
True.
कल से करता हूँ, आज तो मैंने ज्यादा खा लिया
हाँ,
तो.
यही प्रॉब्लम है, हमारा कल कभी आता ही नहीं है.
All right, guys. This might have been the best webinar that I've been part of. I thank you for your presence. I thank you for the wonderful gift of the coupon. I'm surely going to go ahead
Yes,
and use
guys,
it.
it's lockdown, so
Yeah, we
anyone
got
can
it on
just
the
go ahead.
chat, guys. Please make
Yes,
sure that you copy it, use it right away,
okay,
and make sure
fantastic.
that you post your images and videos live on the Instagram, and make sure that you go ahead and tag GrowFitter so that they also
Absolutely.
get the exposure that they need and
And
help
and
out
and Bharat Biz as well.
Bharat Biz Talk as well. Bharat Biz Talk is very, very much
Yes.
thankful. Thank you, Pratik, for organizing everything. And I wish all of you guys stay safe and stay happy. Take care, guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Pratik and
Thank you,
Mayank, for
everyone.
this
Thank
wonderful
you.
opportunity.
Yeah. Same here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mayank. Thank you, Mr. Pandey, to be a part of this along with
Thank
me.
you, Sanjeev.
And
Yes,
thank
yes,
you,
it's a
Bharat
pleasure.
Biswak and Pratik, to give me a chance to come on this.
Great, great. Perfect.
Thank you,
Bye-bye,
Thank
everyone.
you,
guys.
guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.